Well, this is one of those things where we're looking at some images. This is basically a really nice understanding of automation impact in workflow workforce transition model. Okay, basically, what we have here is an understanding of some things could be going up incredibly, which they are, AI and animation. But we have this thing all the way down on the bottom that's crashing down really, really hard. And it looks like it's green, right? No, it's not. It's red. It's a mass descending item. Basically, uh, this is the carnage factor, the huge carnage factor. So as we're moving forward with automation, more and more in the factories, we're moving forward with all the AI. We're also moving forward on the new robotic manufacturing, which is live robotics, which is going to hit really hard. A lot of stuff that's literally humanoid or functional, that's going to be everywhere, doing everything. I mean, you name it, from ditch diggers to electricians to plumbers. It's going to do it all, and I'm not even kidding. So you're going to have people have businesses where all of a sudden 70% of their employees are going to be like gone, you know, and basically all that grunt work, grunt work is going to end, that's going to become all robotic stuff. So all of this stuff about gardeners and all this other stuff about A to Z, ditch digging, all this other stuff, gone, gone, gone. So the truth that 37 million people that are basically illegal aliens, there is no future for them. I'm not a liar. I'm not going to sit there and lie to people like some of these people are lying to people, because they have nefarious intent. They want to try to capture a little bit more of their memeism for their temporary political goals. And they're using people as cannon fodder. This is the political war. You have all these people being used as political cannon fodder, and there's going to be all these problems that erupt. People are going to end up gravitating towards violence and all kinds of things. And meanwhile, you're having all sorts of citizens becoming victimized because you're over densifying all of these city regions, and to get a better idea, you just look at ICE is out there doing their job right now. Okay, they're doing their job. Okay, and look at all of the violence that ends up getting focused at them, and see the craziness. And then you see the truth about foreign money and all this other stuff. And here, once again, we have the Marxist, communist stuff, socialist stuff, which again, people don't understand. It's not taught properly in the schools. These were creations by the Royal German Empire's spy department and their various partners privately, which were real small junior oligarch types, okay? Because there's always big players that make big money. But everybody's told, oh, it's a fairness and the worker thing, and that's all bullshit. You see, colonial constitutional capitalism is, hey, we're on board for our own development, as well as our neighbors' develop. In other words, look, the deal is we're all getting together as a collective, but we're capitalist, and we want to be bankable, our own labor to be bankable. We want to build our own structures. We want to move forward as fast as possible, getting loans for brand new construction. We want to build real estate at 70 cents on the dollar, plus pay ourselves to do it and get a little extra cut as the developer, owner developer, So, some people call me, oh, hey, that's that guy, hey, that's he's Seven Homes, a little nickname for me, Seven Homes. I'm the guy that's going to guarantee you people 7 homes. If you got any kind of steady job at all, like, first of all, anything that's in government, whether you're a police officer or a firefighter or whatever, you're guaranteed basically to do one of these builds a year. And the way you manage it is I will force, as governor, I will force the situation to make sure that you're not getting screwed on your loan deals. Straight out. I mean, I will step in and I will arrest people if they're going to start discriminating against you and turning you down, because there's a guaranteed way to continually rotate this. If you're building at 70 cents on the dollar, just start working with it. How much? What's going to happen if you do that 7 years in the row? Plus, you're getting part of the labor. Yeah, you're going to sub some of it out, but you're getting part of the labor yourself. This is a loan remanagement deal that we just keep working with to keep growth maximum at the maximum level. And now we're making new assets, which means we appraise it. It's full justification for the printing of brand new notes. So we go to a hard asset-based economy and guaranteed stimulus growth opportunities. Guaranteed. We can do this. So, I just wanted to emphasize this more with the people, because I see, when I do research and understanding that people are going to be displaced 10, 20 years ahead of time, nobody else seemed to really be interested in that. So I go out of my way to go ahead and get some understanding on how that's going to work and how I'm going to provide in the future, working with mass models for the future of people, basically. This is one of the reasons I tell people, look, I think I'm the best person qualified for governor because I'm going to work this really hard. I'm going to keep inviting all of these different companies to come in. And, the thing is, I'm not really woke. I don't know any other way to say that. I want to get tools in your hand so you're working as fast as possible. This is maximizing your work effort. I want you to be self-employed. I'm not going to tell you don't go work for someone else, but I want you to build something for yourself. I want to show I got self-respect for people, okay? I'm serious. And people deserve these kind of opportunities to keep moving forward. I don't want to see people working for peanuts. I think it's an insult as these people keep redoing this Marxist demographic mass attack stuff and keep lying to you. They want you to work 42 years before basically you can retire. You got to be kidding. Longevity, 1750. You only live to be 38 years of age on average. But now they want you to work 42 years and tell you, well, maybe you'll achieve the American dream. Hey, blah, 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 blah. Wrong, okay? Wrong, We got, these people are crazy, man. We have people dying in the street all over the place. And it just won't stop. It's the same thing again and again and again, and it just won't stop. What we need is a mass economic lift. So I've had people tell me, Mike, there's no surprise why they keep attacking your archive and your research, because you are a colonial constitutional capitalist and you scare these people because you're going to put tools back in people's hands and business back in their names, And so, I understand some of this that way. So, the thing is we need to understand more about understanding how you can engineer a smooth transition path for people. Because other people don't even want to consider it until, it's Johnny come lately. It's already happened, And this is just flat out ridiculous. So when I'm telling you that my legal research shows that a bunch of people got ripped off, and we can fix that. In California, it used to be about 56%. Now it's questionable. It's a big variance. It's hard to go out and just do enough statistics. Is it 51% of the people of the state, or is it 47 or 46% that would fit in a combined group 1 and 2 in California? But I'm the guy you need to vote for because I'm the one guy that's going to reactivate your financial life. This is your children's future. Your children's future. You need me. You need to stand with me and help fight for your children's future to guarantee this new stock option to be, it's basically the old stock option we were cheated out of, but we're modernizing it. I've modernized it a whole lot. So, with me, what we need to be working with is a lot of this computer mass model stuff I wanted to build. And these people destroy a fleet. They destroy an archive. They're destroying computers. They're destroying decades worth of very custom programming research. Very high end. These people they've committed treason. They violated national security in an unbelievable manner. Because what we need to actually be doing is basically stuff like this. So this is basically artificial professional executive mass digital inventing. Okay, this is what I am going to basically build that's going to end up being something that's a national stewards item. So we're associated with government. We have governance and specialized voting, but we also have our own economic commitments and free choice as to which way we want to float with our options in life to be able to get things done. So this kind of stuff, understanding how you build these types of machines, is something that basically you don't see these things happening at this level, basically. So it's one of those things that takes a lot of thought and a lot of time to put into it to be able to move things forward. So a California Stewart asset restoration model is the only model that makes sense, because the Chinese and the Indians overpopulate us. I mean, by population, we're outnumbered, okay? And they are massively putting computers in their hands. The tactical table situation. In China, we've got all these problems. They have more than 200 million drones that are basically weaponized on standby, all shapes and sizes. Now, you couple nuclear batteries with that. What happens? These things could fly from mainland China clear across the Pacific Ocean. You don't need to bring them in holes in ships. You put a little mini nuke battery in them and they'll just fly all by themselves, man, nonstop. And they'll run for months on end. 200 million drones, milladrone swarms. Some of these people, they're playing the Mimi game. They're playing the this and that. They're not paying attention to proper think tanking and proper understanding to be true valued tactical table understanding. So when I tell you I'm very real about this stuff, and we're going to have group 1 and group 2, and immediately your $80 million worth of stock is going to be something that turns into a very big leveraging arm, because in 1 year, we can have an additional $4 billion worth of cutting-edge software made. We commissioned to have it built, okay? And the rest of the world, comparatively, they won't have this. We can make decisions to use some of the software and sell it for an income. And this means we're going to end up having monthly incomes. We're going to design a series of blockchain simplifications to cut out all of that complicated bookkeeping. We're just going to automate this stuff for a lot of the different specialized features to cover anything. So you're not going to have, I'm going to eliminate 70 to 90% of the bookwork necessary for people to pay their taxes. I'm going to phase taxes out altogether in favor of an economic growth plan, because that's the original agreement. That's the reason we had the revolution. And now with modern science, I've been working on models for decades that really do something, except there's a problem. I keep coming under violent attack. Why is that? Why is that? And I keep, there's all this wussiness. I have people that they don't want to arrest these people when they're involved in things. And a lot of people are like, well, it's above my pay grade. I don't understand how this works. I'm not paid and trained to understand that level. And other people's like, well, here's the policy. I'll just show it to you straight out. This series of policies ties our hands. So we're literally not allowed to investigate and do this and that. People, look, it's over with. I'm the candidate. I'm the guy with the main evidence, because when it comes down to what they did to all these other people, it's bad. When you get over to me, they're attacking archives. That's treason. That's treason. That's actionable at the highest level. See, there'll be no escape for these people. I'll end them for good. That's why I'm the best candidate, because I have the best evidence, the best research, and the best opportunity for your future. Again, my name is Michael Crosby. I'm a candidate for governor, California.